What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Alright. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing today? I know y'all can't, reply. Just say it in the comments.
But wait. Today we got our boy Matthew.
Damn, bro. I was about to say that, bro.
No, you wasn't.
Bro, that's how I was,
He was
man.
about to say the topic.
I wasn't, bro. I was about to say today we have... Damn, bro. You want to fuck a month trying? Anyway, today we have our boy Matthew Sulio on the chat.
Hello.
What's going on, man? Tell him a little bit about yourself.
I guess we keeping all this, huh?
Yeah, we keeping it, nigga.
Young money saver right here. You know what I'm saying?
Young money saver, that's what we call you. We call you Matt, nigga.
You call him. Nah, I was about to say some gay shit.
Today we about to be talking about why the Republicans and Democrats are at odds. What do you think their beef is?
Alright. Personally, I wasn't raised in this country,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it's like I was born here. I moved here 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Give me your
I've
backstory.
seen. Yeah, man, I have to give the backstory so they know my credibility, bro. You have to understand the credibility. But yeah, so from what I've seen and what I've gathered, most people just break it down into like racism or like the rich versus the poor, basically. And the reason why they break it down into racism is because most Republicans are white, and most like Democrats are black people, black or like Hispanic. And I know that because if a black guy goes home and he's like, "Oh, mom, I want to vote for a Republican this year,"
Right.
he's liable to be disowned, right? Like that's
If he's white?
no. If he's a black guy, he goes home, he's like, "Oh, I want to vote for Donald Trump or some shit."
Okay.
His mom will be like, "Nigga, huh? What you talking about?" You feel me? So then that's the racism aspect of it, because a white,
So they think, okay, if he's Republican,
he
white,
has to
white
be,
people.
a
Democrat,
white person.
You over
He
there
has
with
to
the
be
blacks.
Yeah, and then at the same time, it's like the rich versus poor, because most Republican like laws that they're trying to put in place,
Right.
they help rich people. Like they help rich people pay less taxes, and that's why people with more money are more likely to be Republican. Because if I have a lot of money, I wouldn't want to pay for poor people's healthcare either. I wouldn't be like, yeah, just because I make this much money because I worked hard, or even if I was born into the money, it's my money.
Yeah.
My family worked hard for this. Why should I have to give more to help poorer people? But then other people is like, it's just an ethical part of it. The poorer people are like, we didn't have the type of opportunities
That y'all had.
So that's where I believe the beef stemmed from, like way back in the day when the parties were just being formed. It's like people with money was like, okay, we can have a democracy, where everybody has a say. But at the same time, don't make us pay more just because we have more money. It's not really, I would say the Republicans don't really think of it as like an equal part of it.
Why is that?
Because say I make $100,000 a year,
Okay.
and 20,000 go to taxes. Then somebody who makes $1 million a year, and then 200,000 goes to taxes. They're like, how is that fair?
Because
But at the same time, it's the percentage. So they're like, why are we paying more money to go towards stuff that we don't get any benefit from, like Obamacare and shit like that? So,
But is it because they make so much money that they're not allowed to get Obamacare and shit like that?
yeah, because they have so much money, they can pay for their own healthcare. But then they're like, okay, if I'm paying for my healthcare, why do I also have to pay for other people's healthcare? So
niggas can be stingy with their own shit. They can choose to be stingy.
They can choose to be stingy, and that's where I believe like the beef comes together, because they're at odds. Like just like the question said, I want, like, I'm poor or I'm in the minority. I want the same type of opportunities, but I can't get those opportunities, so I need support.
Yes.
And everybody believes that it's your human right to get this type of support, especially living in a country as prosperous as the United States.
Isn't it in like an economic background where, let's say you make a certain amount of money, like Tyreek mentioned,
Yeah.
you're most likely going to vote for somebody that's going to support you. So if it's mostly
Exactly.
Republicans going to like support wealthy Americans, obviously most likely majority of wealthy folks would vote for someone that represents them.
Exactly.
Other than the Democrats are quote unquote tax the rich.
Right.
And I don't think that's gonna be like a great wait for them to vote. I mean, if most likely, most majority of millionaires are going to vote Republicans. Because there's so many tax write-offs. There's so many different, the words.
Yeah,
breaks. Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh, tax breaks.
Yeah.
That's what you mean.
I get what you're saying, but also when you think about it, people with a lot of money, they're the minority. If you're talking about from a financial standpoint, but they have the money to put those ads out there to get poorer people to vote for the people that they want to. They have the money to push whatever candidates.
So money sways.
Money does sway. The money's. Everybody wants money. Everybody wants. That's the goal. Always to get more money and all that shit. But if you have money, you want to put your own agenda first.
Yeah.
So if I have a lot of money and I know that it's Joe Biden and Donald Trump, for example, I know that if I have a lot of money, I want Donald Trump to stay in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do shit to help Donald Trump win.
Because he's on our side.
Because he's on the side that most benefits you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if the dude was already on y'all side because y'all have the same amount, y'all earning around the same amount of
y'all
money.
are around the same
So he's
amount.
going to sway more to what he believes. And
Exactly.
just have, okay, I'm going to save more of my money.
Exactly. And when you think about it, the rich people are the minority. But then if we're going at it from a racist standpoint, white people are the majority. And most white people are like middle class to upper middle class.
Okay.
I mean, they do have the percentage of white people that does benefit like from the Democrats, like from welfare and shit like that.
When you say majority, do you mean there's more white people voting or there's just more white people in general?
No, when I say majority, there's more white people in general. And if you're trying to like stay on one side, I'm not even trying to do a split, but if you're trying to keep the white people and get their vote, you got to do stuff that caters more to them. And more white people have like a stable income.
Right.
And shit like that.
Right.
Not a lot of them are living in poverty, or they live just above the poverty line. So they benefit from the laws and stuff that comes from Republicans.
Okay.
And then also the racism thing. Like some people would think, oh, more black people want to be Republican. They want to take away our rights as white people. They want to take away our advantage as white people.
Advantage is a strong word, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but they do have an advantage.
They do.
To some degree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because what are those lines called? Not property lines, not state lines. I forget what they're called.
Yeah.
But you're placed in based on your skin tone.
Yeah.
You're placed in a certain area.
Yeah, and they're trying to get rid of. They've been trying to get rid of that shit for years. I know what you're talking about. And that's like one of the advantages that they have. And it's like, say you move into an all-white neighborhood. It's slowly the property value starts to depreciate.
Go down because dang, there's a black guy or there's a minority in our town.
Yeah.
He's gonna.
And even if the people aren't like racist about it, they realize, okay, my property value is going down. Why is that? Maybe I should try to move.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they start to move out, more black people start to move in.
And then the others move out. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a cycle. That's how DC was. You know, it was predominantly black for a certain period of time, and then white people started moving in.
And then the property value started going up, and then people had to pay more money, and then the black people had to leave.
That's how that's what's happening right now. It's all the black people or Spanish people. They're moving to Germantown, Gaithersburg, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like at nighttime, now you're starting to see more white people walking around and shit. And all that. It's some rough ass neighborhoods in DC that you know what I'm saying, when I was younger, and I used to just be outside and shit. I go back and like.
Yeah, you see like
recently
white people running with their families and
just running around walking their dogs and shit. Like, what?
DC is way different.
What the hell going on right now?
Exactly. And that's the thing, bruh. So all of those advantages or all of those like simple things that people don't really keep their eye on it stems from this choosing of sides of if you're going to be Republican or Democratic.
So where do you think the beef originally started?
I believe it's, like I said, it originally started when we first started, for like politics. It's whoever.
What keeps the beef alive today?
What keeps the beef alive today? I'd say
people's fucking hate, dude.
Well, I mean, my take on this is since there's two parties, always going to be like a division between two people. People have their own opinion of what they believe in. So whatever they believe in, cater to a specific party that represent them.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be a line between two different people having their beliefs.
So they will always be at a crossroads.
Yeah, always, because let's say one party caters more to their religion, they would go towards someone that looks like them. You always vote for someone that represent you.
And nowadays, there's not just two parties; there's multiple parties
That don't get talked about.
Yeah, the other parties they don't get the backing of the rich people, and they don't get the support of the minorities because everybody just wants to stick to what they already know.
Yeah.
As soon as you try to break off, even in your family, like I told my family members I'm independent, and then that was a big issue. Why aren't you voting for Democratic people all the damn time, every fucking year? I'm like, bro, if I listen to the speaker and I agree with what he's saying, I'm gonna vote for that nigga. I don't give a fuck if he's Republican. I don't care if he's Democratic. I don't care if he supports he's from some third party.
My dad didn't care, bro. When I first went to go get my license, and the actual license, not the provisionals.
Yeah.
My dad went with me, and he was like, the lady asked me, what party are you? I was like, what do you mean? He said, with the swiftness, Democrat. And it already dawned on me. I was like, oh, independent. He was like, what? No, Democrat. And the lady looked at me. I'm like, yo, it's my ID card.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I put Democrat. At this time, I was still living in this house, so I just put Democrat.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch it to independent.
But like I'm still an independent to this day. The first time I was allowed to vote was when Trump was being in the office. I made a joke with my family member. I was like, I'm gonna vote for Trump. Them motherfuckers was trying to hide my shit. I'm like, that shit's illegal, bro. It's illegal. I'm like, bro, I wasn't gonna actually vote for him, but come on, bro. It's my choice. What people don't understand is, in America, they fought, our forefathers or whatever, fought to give us freedom of speech and freedom of choice.
But we don't even
But niggas don't want to give us the fucking
shit.
freedom.
Exactly.
It's like, that's why I can't get upset at people who are like Republican or who are Democratic, because that's your choice. You have the choice to do whatever the fuck you want. But don't get mad at me for my choice.
But that's the thing with politics, because politics is just such a sensitive topic where, like, for example, if you ask one of your homeboys, who you voting for?
Yeah.
They might take up a little pause to answer that because they don't know maybe your values or your values match with theirs.
Fuck your vows, cuz.
But it's the same
vowels?
But, I mean, or their values, excuse me. But it could be like an instant, like of, what's the word? Being uncomfortable with yourself, because like sometimes talking about politics could be like an uncertain issue that you may not be comfortable talking about.
And the only reason people are uncomfortable talking about it is because of the judgment that they get from their
gonna
peers.
get.
Exactly.
Yeah. But one thing America does right is you still have the freedom to talk about it. You might be judged a little, but you don't got to fear for your life. I mean, like back in Jamaica, if you even say your party out in public, or if you're in the wrong like territory or whatever, them niggas will kill you for your political beliefs. They will murder you in broad daylight, like nothing happened.
Isn't that similar here? Because let's imagine like someone coming to us and say like, "Hey, I vote for Trump." We still gonna look at him a certain type of way.
Yeah,
we're still gonna judge him.
Yeah, but we have more protection here. As if you assault a person, the court of law would still do the shit. Them niggas can murder you and get away with the shit.
I see.
Why do you think people hate on Trump for speaking his mind?
Look, and that's the thing. People probably gonna hate me for this comment I'm about to make, but I don't give a fuck. Fuck y'all niggas. Listen, Trump, I don't agree.
That's the respect, huh?
I don't agree with the shit Trump be trying to do, or the policies he tried to put in place. But I respect that the nigga says, "Fuck y'all, I'ma do this shit. Come stop me, nigga." It's like, bro, that's the realest
President
nigga
that
shit,
we've ever had.
the realest G shit
That's
I've
true.
ever seen in my
No
life,
one
bro.
expect him to win.
He's
that
like,
year.
yo, I'ma do this shit, and everybody's like, no, you ain't gonna do it. And he's like, watch me. And he did it. And I'm like, bro, I have to give credit where credit's due,
People
bro.
really hate that he speaks his mind. I guess they look at him, okay, you're the leader of this entire country.
Yeah.
You have to have some form of etiquette and
Yeah, you
They
do.
want them to lead an example.
You do. And I don't say I respect him as a president for the
Lead as
shit
a-
that he's doing.
He's being himself, and people are hating him for that.
Yeah. But when you're the president, you can't be yourself, bro, because you represent
Yeah.
a entire country. But I understand. I respect him for being himself. But as a president, I can't say I respect that.
He's not a good president.
He's not a good president
Like
because
Ben
you're
Affleck
supposed
as
to.
Batman. He's trash. He's a good Bruce Wayne, but you're trash at Batman, my guy.
Where are they?
Sheesh.
But still, but y'all understand what I'm saying, right? Like Trump is a go-getter. He says, "I'm gonna go do this shit," and he gets it done for the most part.
Man, bombed the whole whatchamacallit killed.
Bro, he be wilding, bro. I don't agree with his decisions, but I can't stop the nigga, so he gonna do it.
No,
So-
nah, son. Shoot.
But like, even the debate last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all can date this because y'all know we talking about the debate. This man, him and Biden was just arguing basically. Biden was like, "Man, shut up. What are you talking about?" And Trump did say some racist shit. They were like, condemn white supremacy.
Yeah.
He was like, y'all sit back and wait, guys. That's basically what the nigga said.
How do you
Like,
feel
what?
about that? How y'all feel about that? Did you watch the debate?
I watched the debate.
All right, go ahead, Matt. How do you feel about when Trump was asked to condemn the white supremacists?
I personally think he tried to avoid the issue, instead of like directly addressing the issue.
Yeah.
It's like a little bypass. It's just to answer it. But I personally think it should be addressed because obviously it's a known issue, and it affects our people, affect our lives, and people are peaceful protesting, but being assaulted, and that's shit.
People of color?
color,
No, it's
all
not
different.
just-
It's not just color,
not just
all
color.
nationalities as well. White folk get beat up
For sticking up for people of color?
Exactly.
Okay.
But
For example, yeah.
this is where Republicans and Democrats also come to a standstill, bro. Because even though we're seeing, because of the news networks that we watch or we pay attention to, we're seeing all of the peaceful protesters that are getting assaulted by the other side. For them niggas who watching their, like their side of it or getting their news from wherever they get it from, they're seeing the side where the protesters aren't that peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
Them niggas are literally assaulting people and shit like that.
So the media is
The media
basically puppeteering that shit.
Yeah. So it's not like I can just sit here and be like, oh, all protest was peaceful. I don't know that.
Were you in them?
I went to a protest in DC.
What was it like for you?
Well, me and Matthew and his brothers went. It was pretty peaceful. Nothing really happened. I mean, they had the army and shit there, to keep the peace.
It was
Because that was around the time when they went inside the White House, and they brought Trump to the bunker, and they were calling him bunker bitch and shit like that. I was like, damn. But yeah, it was around that time, so the tensions was really high, but nothing really popped off. Now, if something were to happen where like Republicans or people from the other side came and they were like making it known like, oh, we don't support Black Lives Matter movement and all that shit, something probably would have happened. But nobody came out there that day, so everything just went peacefully. I got my Chick-fil-A. We went home.
Oh,
It was a really good experience.
Yeah, it was a
Everybody
great
come together,
experience.
from all different
What about the
nationalities.
lady that was like annoying you guys? Was that the only terrible part about it?
Yeah, but she was on our side.
The hell was
just
she
annoyed.
annoyed about, man?
She was trying to be a slave driver, bro.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, she
It's like,
wanted to do
what the
all the
hell?
labor for us.
And she ain't do nothing.
She didn't do shit.
She was eating.
Shit, I'm glad I ain't go, Mo, because I'd have told her, look,
Matthew was
motherfucker.
heated, boy.
I'd have been like,
Calm
look,
this
bro,
man
you
down.
picked this shit up, Mo. Get out of here. Anyway,
times,
how do you think we can fix this?
In order to fix this for real, we're gonna have to come to an agreement. Both sides are gonna have to come to an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, both sides are gonna have to give something up.
Right.
Like, if you're coming to an agreement with somebody like, oh, I hate this nigga, you're gonna be like, okay, I won't talk like this to you no more, and you don't do this to me anymore. It's just a give and take.
To make the relationship work.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if we're all going to have freedom of speech and be able to say what we want, we need to be able to not be so thin-skinned and be able to coexist. Like, not everything somebody who disagrees with you says is personally just towards you and shit like that.
It's not a F you all the time.
It's not always like that, bro. Sometimes they're just saying it because that's truly what they believe.
What they feel.
Yeah, you might disagree with it.
I remember in another video, a past video, y'all go check it out. You were saying it's you can't hate somebody for feeling the way that they feel.
Yeah. You really can.
It's not wrong to them.
Exactly. Because you don't know their life experiences. You don't know why they think the way they do. And everybody's trying to say, oh, how can you not see that this is the right way? This is the right path.
Because they weren't taught that way.
Exactly. Everybody, the answer can always be the same. Let's say the answer is the same, like the goal at the end is victory. But you don't always have one path to get to the end, bro. So it's like everybody can take their own path and make their own little mistakes and shit like that.
Yeah.
But the problem comes when we're trying to cross paths and we're like, no, you have to go left. No, you have to go right.
Right.
Maybe you can both go left, or maybe you can both go on your own path
And then still meet up in the middle.
Still meet up at a later point.
Right. Because maybe you wasn't even ready for that path right then.
Exactly.
Maybe it's supposed to come later on to you.
Exactly, bro. So it's like when people are always just out there talking about, oh, the answer is always A. It has to be. It has to be this answer. And I'm like, nah, I don't really feel like that. I think it might be B. And then you're like, no, you're wrong because da 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 da. I'm like, bro, it's the way how I feel about it.
Right.
It's not math. It's not one definite answer. Nigga, this is life.
How do you feel as though? How can we put an end to this beef between the Democrats and the
I
Republicans?
personally think there's no way there could be like a compromise regarding a specific issue, due to the fact that we live in a country where there's choices and the different options where we could do. So if there's a way, in my personal opinion, I think there's only one way to do it. Either
Communism,
Why is that always your answer?
dictatorships, monarchy.
Yeah, let's see. You see how that working in North Korea?
hey man,
You
gotta have some options.
Hey, wait,
Look.
wait. You North Korea agents. Yo, calm down, okay? Chill real quick, bro. Chill. We not doing nothing. We ain't
Alright.
trying to beef with y'all,
So
bro.
basically, if you just take away the freedom, bro.
What?
Just take it away, dog. Because clearly, when we have too much freedom, we don't know what the hell to do with the power.
I believe if you just educate both sides on the struggles of the other side,
But some
and
people
how they see
ignorant.
shit.
Some people
Yeah, that's why
ignorant. They
ignorant.
don't-
That's
Some
why you
people
got to
don't wanna
teach them.
learn.
That's why communism.
Communism is not the
Not
answer.
communism. I fault dictatorship.
Dictatorship is not the answer either.
Bro, why?
Because it's wrong.
Why? What's wrong?
How
Why do you
wrong?
feel as
It's
though it's
morally wrong. You gonna just kill people because they don't
No.
agree with you?
No.
You don't have to kill it.
So what are you gonna do?
kill
What are you gonna do then?
You have absolute control.
Send
Yeah,
them
so you have absolute control, and I say, nigga, fuck you. You don't got absolute control.
Send
What are you
them
gonna do?
Send them to America. So they got freedom over here.
No, nigga. Answer the
Just because you're a dictator doesn't mean you have to kill everybody.
Okay,
you
but
have
all right,
absolute power.
listen to me. Listen to me. You're a dictator.
Mhm.
I'm openly going around saying, nah, fuck this fat ass nigga. He don't got shit to tell me.
Mhm.
What are you gonna do?
You can't do nothing because he's a dictator.
Well, if I was a dictator, run them ones.
Run them ones?
With
With
the
everybody?
with the best fighter in the.
I won't do that. No, shoot.
That's not fair.
Why?
Nigga, with the best fighters, these niggas trained to fight people.
Well, don't fucking defy me.
Y'all niggas hear yourselves?
Yo, so I'm just speaking fact. Don't fault me for being me, fam. Hey,
That's not facts.
it's facts, bro.
But you have a right to feel that way. But you're wrong. Let me tell you right now. You're wrong.
For what?
Alright, there's a line, bro. You can feel the way how you feel, but if it starts to negatively,
Affect the people around
like physically,
Physically.
negatively and physically, basically.
me? So
if you
have
hurt
to have
people,
both,
yeah, I don't care if you emotionally hurt people.
or physically hurt people.
If you physically hurting people, then that's wrong.
No,
Why not?
because you said it has to be both.
Yes.
You gotta rule out one or the other, bro.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just spitting nonsense. But all right, y'all. That's it for the video. We're gonna see y'all in the next one.
What do you mean that's it
Peace.
for the video?